Frasier, the sitcom from the 90s and early 2000s, is back on Paramount Plus. It's a revival.
I think that's the first one we should talk about, JT.
Let's
Cause
talk
you
about
know,
that
baby,
first.
I hear those zoos are calling. Toss salad and
Mhm.
scrambled
Let's
eggs.
let's just get right to the reboots and
Let's get right
revivals.
to it then. Here we go. Right, 3, 2, and 1. Sharing my screen, baby, as we always do. Let's talk about Frasier for a second. Has anyone seen it yet at all, or no?
My parents have seen it. I still got to watch the original Frasier before I watch the reboot of Frasier.
Okay, so do you want me to go first on this one then?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So for those of you who live under a rock and don't follow us on our social media accounts or subscribe to us on YouTube or whatsoever, this show Frasier I binge watched all over 2022, all 11 seasons. I binge watched the original run of it from 1993 to 2004 on Paramount Plus over the course of 2022, from like literally from February or maybe late January even till October, and I was emotional roller coaster towards the end there. So because I heard, they're rebooting, they're they're redoing Frasier, and I was like, huh, how do you reboot a spinoff? Because let's not forget, Frasier is a spinoff of Cheers, the iconic show about a bar where everybody knows your name in Boston.
And we'll be there this summer.
And Bill, you're not wrong. We'll get to that towards the end. But yeah, so look, we have. This is a show that stars Kelsey Grammer. The original one starred Kelsey Grammer, Daphne, the character of John Mahoney, of Jane Leaves. Why am I forgetting Niles' name for a second? David Hyde Pierce. Thank you. And Perry Gilpin was Roz. This was a great show. It lasted from 1993 to 2004. But the revival came out earlier this year, or just about a month ago now. I want to say it's been 4 episodes. I think so. It's been 4 episodes starting on October 12th, 2023 of the revival of Frasier. So to prep for that, I had to watch all of the original show, which I did. And the new show, I have to tell you, I've seen all 4 episodes so far because I'm hooked. I'm a Frasier fanatic. I love to use my cranium. Frasier cranium. Yeah, terrible jokes. I'm sorry. Excuse me, a little sick. No, but Frasier Crane has not changed at all. What I love about this new revival, this new take on the character of Frasier, is that it's more along the lines of like his son has grown up. He moves back to Boston, and he moves back to Boston, and he starts a life over with his son, Freddie, who's now grown up. He's part of the Boston Fire Department, all this other stuff. And they make it so like it's a 24-minute episode anyways, which is great. It's just like the original run. One of the things, and actually it's funny, for those of you who remember the series finale of Frasier, the original run, Niles has a baby named David. The baby was born on the very last episode, the baby was born. And they all moved on to the next chapter of their lives after the show ended. Spoilers, for those who haven't seen it, but it's really good.
And here's a interesting fact: the baby was actually named. They actually named the baby after a crew member of Frasier who was actually killed in the 9/11 attacks.
Oh wow!
I was going to get to that, but yeah, that is actually 100% true. That Bill just said. But yeah, like so, David Crane was born in 2004, and they said, all right, well, and that character, it's not the same actor, of course, because it was a baby, but like David Crane is now in the show, but Niles is not there, Daphne's not there, and
they kill off Niles, or
no, they didn't kill him off. They just said he's no longer Niles is playing the role that Maris played in the original show. Maris is Niles' ex-wife that kept causing him so much trouble, but you never actually saw the character on screen. So Niles is now that character in that aspect. Excuse me. But I have to say, this show, and for those you don't know, the series finale of Frasier in 2004, it ends with him going to Chicago, and he starts a new life there with this woman he met via like a dating service, whatever. And the show ends with him in Chicago saying, "Wish me luck." And sure enough, this show picks up in Boston. So that time is covered within the time that he spent in Chicago is covered in the first episode of the new revival of Frasier, which actually was really solid. It's a really, really funny show. And some of the writers are back. Kelsey Grammer's directed a couple episodes as well so far. It's a really solid run of bringing back a show that had a lot of critic success, a lot of fans that were, myself included, like, oh, what's this show Frasier? Now it's causing people to go back to watch the original. It's a big deal. But the fact that they're back in Boston makes it that much better. And that much cooler. And the show itself is doing it's only four. I'm only 4 episodes in because they've only released 4 episodes, but it's really good so far. I do have to admit. You guys, I know Bill hasn't seen a lot of Frasier.
I have not
I've
seen
watched-
Frasier yet.
I've watched a healthy amount of Frasier, not to the extent you have.
Yeah, because
Mhm.
I watched it literally from the very start to the very end. So,
And also, I just before we continue here, I just want to say regarding Frasier, rest in peace, John Mahoney.
yes, my dear uncle. I'm just kidding. No, not related whatsoever. But
rest in peace, John Mahoney, who played Frasier's father, Martin, who passed away in 2018, I think it was.
Yeah, and actually, it's funny. In the very first episode of the new show, they paid tribute to him as well, which is great.
Yeah, because of course, I think, like, again, because I don't have Paramount Plus, so
I got to help you out with that.
yes, please do.
Yeah.
Anyway, because because I read that it starts off that Frasier and the girl he got with the end of the original series, they broke up.
Yeah, like the show ended in 2004 with Frasier ending his run with a woman named Charlotte, and Charlotte is not in the new show. Like this new show, Frasier, has showed that time has passed since 2004. It's been a full 19 years. So,
and it shows that his father had just passed away because, again, John Mahoney died in real life. So
yeah, absolutely. So
I wonder if John Mahoney lived. I wonder if he would be on the new show or not.
I don't know, because I mean,
don't know.
spoilers for the new run of it, but they said one of the opening lines is, "Oh, ever since your grandfather," because ever since Frasier's telling his son Freddie about this, he's like, "Yeah, Freddie, you didn't go to your grandfather's funeral."
And
So they killed off the character.
Because I read the plot online that he was helping take care of a friend of his, a fellow firefighter of his who died, his wife and son, and his girlfriend and his son. Is that true, or am I slowly going insane?
It's not his girlfriend. It's someone he's trying to help out, who has a baby. They're not dating at all, but
Oh no, like his friend's girlfriend or something.
Freddie's friend. Yeah, it's kind of like that. Yeah. So, but it's really cool. It's a really interesting take on a old character, and they're doing a really good job with it so far. So,
No, because from what I know so far, it's like Frasier trying to reconnect with his son,
yeah,
and what I love from the trailer is when he's I think he's teaching at like Harvard or something.
Yeah, they
and
teach
this
Harvard,
one woman
Harvard.
is going, "My sister just made promo. Say yell, don't yell at me."
Oh my god.
Well, all I gotta say is her sister must be a prodigy because all those people who are in high positions at Ivy League schools are like 100 years old.
Yeah.
who are probably part of the very first graduating class.
Literally, probably. No, but
because it's like no. If you are like under 60 and you're like president or a higher up at an Ivy League school, you're considered young.
That's actually very accurate. So,
because a lot of those higher ups are like 100 years old.
Right. But yeah,
but like I said, I do remember watching a okay amount of Frasier.
Yeah,
but
I've said this before. I'll say it again. If you watch it from the beginning to end, it's actually a really beautiful story about the character of Frasier Crane, and it's really cool. So I'll have to give you my.
I do remember liking it, and I remember one time I was over here because Zuckerman was telling me about something from Frasier. You, our good friend Daniel Zuckerman.
Yeah, way back when. Yep.
He was because this was back when Frasier was on Netflix,
Right before Netflix, Paramount took it off.
and I remember we were watching some episodes, and I thought I was gonna piss my pants laughing.
It's really funny. The first probably 3 or 4 seasons, the first 5 seasons are just gold.
But
Pure
what's so good is it's funny in like a clever way.
Yeah, it's charming.
It's not like fart jokes, sex jokes. It's like
No, the dialogue and like the actual writing was really solid too. So
and our very own fearless leader over here got
yes,
to meet Kelsey Grammer.
yes. For those of you who do not follow us on our social media pages, go to our Facebook and
Good.
Instagram page. I did get to meet Kelsey Grammer, and I got to meet I got to meet him one night at one of our local events, our local like town and whatnot. He was in the town, and I said, "Oh my God, it's you!" And he's like, "Yes, it's me." It was so funny. And my girlfriend and I met him, and he signed an 8x10 that I have lying around here. So, which
And
is
you say he's a
great.
pretty cool guy.
He's very, very funny. He's actually really clever. He like the way he. I was like starstruck, and like because the really quick backstory. When we realized he was there, I was like, oh my God. So my girlfriend texts me and says, "Come to me now." I said, "Where are you?" She's like, "Next to Kelsey Grammer." And I said, "Oh my God." I booked it to her within about 5 seconds, like, "Oh my God, it's Kelsey Grammer
Kelsey.
from Cheers and Frasier." And I was like, "Oh my God." I said, "It's a pleasure to meet you, sir. You've inspired me to do so many things in life." He's like, I appreciate that. Thank you." It's like he talked just like the character Frasier Crane. And my grandmother is a huge fan of the show, Frasier and Cheers. And I sent her that picture, and she put it on her frame, which was great. Her little
Because you have to go where everybody knows your name.
I don't know if they'll
Yeah.
ever do a reboot of Cheers.
I don't think they would.
I think maybe because with the Frasier cheer off, because with the Frasier revival, I think. I don't
Because
think.
some of the actors have passed away already too.
You know
Yeah,
what
so-
they should do? You know who they should do a spinoff of?
Who?
Who?
Norm?
Norm.
Is he still alive?
Norm.
Norm. What are you doing today? I don't know. I'm just having a beer. Well, I
Because
mean,
we were talking about the Cheers bar. Like I said, we're gonna be there this summer.
yeah, yeah. This coming summer, Bill and I are having an elaborate trip planned. So
And if any fans of ours are in the Boston area, come up and say hello.
yes, we'll be doing
And bring
plenty of
some
posting.
eggs because you know Mr. Murphy here. If you just look at his screen.
Oh, you mean that?
Oh boy.
But come up and say hello. Have a beer with, well, me, because he doesn't drink, but have a beer.
Yes. So for those you know, yes, we are planning a trip to Boston next summer. And I'm just saying this generically because I don't want to like give away too much. But yes, make sure you follow us on our social media pages as well. I will be posting plenty of stuff on there for about our trip up there next summer in July of 2024. Super excited to go up there with the Bill and the rest of the Super Review Show crew, and we're gonna have a good time. So don't worry about it. All right,
It's gonna be some wicked fun.
It's wicked fun up there, guys. Wicked fun. It's gonna be great.